The sages at the Naimisharanya, after offering elevated seat to Suta Goswami, after selecting him as the speaker who was considered to be fit to answer the big question of Maharaj Parikshit, who was destined to die in the next 7 days. And Maharaj Parikshit was concerned, where do I get the best advice, what I should do to prepare for the death. So this is the setting of Srimad Bhagavatam. A very beautiful setting, because this is the exact question that we are all faced with. We all have to meet death. It is a fact. But after meeting death, what happens to us? Where do we go? What is my destination? Am I just this body of flesh which turned to ashes? Or am I more than this body? Am I a resident of this body? Did I come from somewhere? Do I go from here somewhere? All these questions will be answered by Shuta Goswami. Fundamental questions of life, which no university teaches, no educational institution teaches, because they themselves are lost in the Maya of this material world. Maya of this material world means life from birth to death by identifying oneself as this body. The entire illusion of this material world is centered around the seed. Seed of illusion is, I think I am the body and I think everybody else is their bodies. In this way, we create a whole world, a social world in our mind, which is a total lie. While the social world we create in our head and we live our lives, suddenly people drop dead. The members in your story of your life start disappearing. They become history. So, this is the biggest puzzle of life. Death is the biggest puzzle of life. And here, Shuta Goswami was selected as a bona fide speaker for enlightening everybody. What is the Satya? What is the truth? Who am I? So, it is such a fundamental question. It's so relevant to all of us. Because it is about I. It's about me. Because in the material world, we are all interested in ourselves. But the real self-interest is to inquire about who am I really? Who am I really? After I took birth, I identified with this body. I am saying I am Mr. So-and-so, I am Mr. So-and-so. I identified with the relationship of the body and I am saying they are that. But all the story ends at the time of death. So, kya tamasha hai? Nobody likes to break all the relationship. Especially the relationships are all very nice and loving. Nobody wants to break it. First of all, of course, it's not. There is no pure love in this material world. You cannot blame anybody because everybody is self-centered. He has to take care of himself also. Pure love is different. There is no anxiety of oneself. Pure love is always wanting to please the beloved at all costs. That is bhakti. Pure love for Krishna. To please Krishna at all costs. But Krishna is our supreme beloved. Our original love potency is to be connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Because Krishna is the fountainhead of all persons. Mamai Vamsha Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are all Amshas of Krishna. Krishna is an unlimited Tattva. In the material world, we only know of limited people, limited persons. So generally when we say Krishna, then in our mind we put another person in the mind. But actually mind cannot conceive that person, Krishna. Krishna is unlimited Tattva, unlimited person. He has a body, but his body is unlimited. He has thinking, feeling, willing, is unlimited. This world, you cannot find any person who is unlimited. You cannot find any person who is infallible. You cannot find anybody who is infallible. But Krishna Tattva, Vishnu Tattva is all pervading and unlimited Tattva. We are all constitutionally connected to him. So this whole process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, as it is explained in this purport, is a way to purify come out of this illusion. Every life is an illusion. And get eternally connected with Krishna. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. Where also is part and parcel, means the soul is also Satchidananda Vigraha. But this flesh is not Satchidananda Vigraha. I have my natural body in the spiritual world, which is Satchidananda Vigraha, with all the desirables. In a body, what is all desirable? There should be no disease, no old age, no death. Yeah, there is a body like that. In the spiritual world, there is no birth, death, old age and disease. Then why we are trapped in this body? Why did we get this temporary body? An undesirable body, an embarrassing body. The body which always gives us trouble. Bodily relationship with always imperfect. Why did we get into this trap? My original right is a spiritual body. That is why I am never satisfied with this body. My Swarupa, my nature is to have a spiritual body. In the spiritual world, a spiritual body in the spiritual world is always engaged in loving service of the Supreme Lord in one form or the other. Just like there are unlimited living entities in this world, there are unlimited living entities in the spiritual world. And our constitutional position is that of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, free from all the inebrities of this material body. Now it is said here that Sutta Goswami was free from all vice. And Prabhupada explained the 4 main vices: no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. He says this is a qualification for the speaker. He should be apapa vidam, free from all papa. This is the first thing that anybody who wants to advance in spiritual life, he should be untouched by these papas, these 4 sinful activities. No intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. These 4 are the pillars of adharma. In the material world, we can live, even in this embarrassing body, we can live a life in obedience to Krishna. That is in obedience to the laws of Dharma. The Vedas say there are 4 Purusharthas: Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Purusharthas means objectives of life. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Let us understand how this works. Of course, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said there is a 5th Purushartha, Panchama Purushartha. What is that? Love of God. Prema. But that prema, 5th Purushartha, you cannot even imagine if you are not practicing the 4 Purusharthas. Artha and Kama. So how is it that Vedas have included Artha and Kama? The society cannot run without that. Artha means economic development. Kama means we are born, every one of us was born with a destiny of Sukha and Dukkha. We all are destined to certain different types of Sukhas and Dukkhas. So that also has to be unleashed. It will be unleashed. Enjoyment of life also will be unleashed according to one's karma. Opportunities for enjoyment. So Artha and Kama, man is now today, if you see, the world is running so much towards economic development. Economic development, economic development. The world is running towards different types of Kama enjoyments. They know nothing better. Success in life means success economically, success in amassing wealth so that I can enjoy, my family can enjoy, I can enjoy society, name, fame, everything. These 2 elements are there. The problem with this is that, problem with the modern world is that they are not following this by following the restrictions of Dharma. Dharma comes first, then Artha and Kama. Now there is Artha and Kama without Dharma. And what is the result of Artha and Kama as per Dharma? Moksha. Freedom from all suffering. If you live a life of Dharma, you will get moksha. Dharmas are principles, it's very nicely Prabhupada has defined here. Dharmas are principles of regulated somewhere else, maybe somewhere else I read. So, then there are so many dharmas. Next, if we have to follow, we as devotees, are we following all the dharmas? No, we are not following. But 4 pillars of spiritual life, all the rituals we are not following. These 4 pillars of sinful life we are following. Whether you are we all have come to Krishna. Probably most of us are against the wishes of the parents. So is it Dharma? It's not Dharma according to normal codes. Anyway, the outside world, they don't follow any dharma. But when it comes to sun joining, they will say, what is the dharma you're following? There is zero dharma there. Only artha and kama. Because of our Indian culture, some touch off is there. But not consciously. Culturally, they'll follow some things. And that they consider as dharma. So, it is expected, it is all very, very well defined in the Shastras that in Kali Yuga, the Vedas are giving all prescriptions. Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, all these prescriptions are there. Dharma also means how to be a nice karmi. All that prescription is there. We respect that. But we also understand from the scriptures that in Kali Yuga, nobody can follow those dharmas. So does that mean that we don't follow all those rituals, all those do's and don'ts? We don't follow all those details because the dharma of all dharma, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, is Nama Sankirtana. If somebody in their house they introduce Sankirtana and worshipping the deity, all dharma is followed. All other upadharmas you don't have to follow. It is not possible. Because the essence of following dharma is to come to Krishna, is to please Krishna. Dharma means laws of God. So why you follow the laws of God? Because you want to be obedient, you want to please Him. But you are directly pleasing Him by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So therefore in the Bhagavad Gita itself, when Arjuna talks big Vedic knowledge, how I'll kill these people, how I will enjoy the kingdom after on the stain of their blood, all these things he gives, all this. He is talking dharma. Arjuna is talking dharma. Mere lalach ke liye, why I should kill all these people? Let them take the kingdom and go. So the Bhagavad Gita is our foundation. So Krishna says, Vedescha sarvair aham eva vedya vedantakrit vedavideva chaham. Krishna says, I am the purpose of the Vedas. What purpose is served by a river is automatically served by an ocean. And then what is the last conclusion of Bhagavad Gita? Sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. That is the highest dharma. The normal dharma in the dharma artha kama moksha is meant for gradually elevating people who do not want to come to Krishna immediately. Progressive way of life. उसमें भी guarantee नहीं है कृष्ण के पास आएगा. You may do all good karma, go to the heavenly planets, enjoy everything, and again come down. Ravana was a great dharmatma. Kamsa was a great dharmatma. Hiranyakashipu was a great dharmatma. That means they followed the scriptures pakka, all the things, puja, path, सब कर रहा था. लेकिन one thing they did not accept Vishnu. And if you follow the dharma, if you follow the tapa, dhana, all those things, you will become very powerful in this material world. Because in this world, Krishna is a free field. Tapas karo, shakti le lo, use karo, misuse karo, kuch bhi karo. Law of karma will take care of you. But when you go beyond a certain limit, mera bhakt ko, if you are disturbing my bhakta, I will come down. When does Krishna come down? When all the demigods go and pray to him. Both problem or either. Then he comes down. Demigods also cannot handle big tapasvis. They were all running here, helter skelter, all Indra and all Devatas, when Hiranyakashipu was doing heavy tapasya. That is incorporated in the material world. This law of tapasya and power out of tapasya is incorporated in the material world. Material power comes out of tapasya. Material comes out of dhana. Material power comes out of punya. Not necessarily it should come from because he is worshipping Vishnu or Krishna. So we have to understand this. That is called pravritti marga. Following dharma, artha, kama, moksha and being a good dharmatma is pravritti marga, to rise from tamoguna to rajaguna to sattoguna, to elevate your consciousness. But you become sattoguna, there is no guarantee that you will develop Krishna bhakti unless you get the mercy of another Krishna bhakta, another devotee. So in the material world is running. Each living entities are being born, cycles of birth and death, birth and death. Yes, completely. Krishna does not want to force anybody. He knows all of us. We have forgotten, but we are all children of the Supreme Father. Even this material world is also, according to karma, who is giving us all the results of our activities? See, just like somebody will say, he is working in a factory, and factory is set up by somebody. He is working in a factory, and he is working and he is getting the salary. He says, what favor I am getting from the factory owner? कौन है वो? मैं काम करता है, मेरा पैसा मिलता है. लेकिन कल फैक्ट्री क्लोज करेगा तो? Similarly, the material world is like a factory set up by Krishna, the Supreme Father. You earn your sukha, earn your dukkha. On that principle, I don't interfere. But the setup is by him. Shrishti, Shriti, Pralaya. वो cycle में he is Supreme Father. So Lord is seated in all our heart. Even though we have rebelled from him, he is sitting in our heart as the Supreme Father. All the karmic desires of every living entity is sanctioned by the Supreme Lord. Because Supreme Lord listened to his will. The world is running according to the will of the Supreme Lord. Not a blade of grass can move without the Supreme Lord. Even though this factory has been set up, it is almost auto mode, but as far as your individual desires are concerned, it has to be sanctioned by the Lord. Just like law of material nature, similarly, subtle law of material nature is called law of karma. So we are all born with certain seeds of prarabdha karma. We are all, after being born, to live like a karmi. By association with a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, we have changed our life. All our karma, sukha, dukkha that we are entitled, all we have surrendered to Krishna. कृष्णा के लिए दुख का अनुभव करेंगे, कृष्णा के लिए सुख का अनुभव करेंगे. For Krishna's higher pleasure, everything we do. So coming back to Shuta Goswami being free from all vices, we as the sadhakas, as the aspirant of going back to Krishna, is extremely important that not only become free from all vices, but also we have to practice freedom from all sense gratification. Because sense gratification means you are reinforcing your idea that you are this body. which is a big lie. जीवन में सबसे बड़ा झूठ क्या है सबका जीवन में? मैं ये शरीर हूं, सबसे बड़ा झूठ। वो ये झूठ पकड़ता नहीं, क्यों? सबका कॉमन झूठ है। लेकिन थोड़ा एनालाइज करके देखो क्या है ये बॉडी, फ्लैश, क्या रे, हम तो बात करने वाला है, बॉडी तो बात भी नहीं करता है। मैं बोलता हूं मैं मेरा बॉडी हूं, अगर बॉडी बोल सकता है मैं तुम हूं? नहीं बोल सकता, लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में बोल सकता है, वो सच्चा बॉडी है। All bodies are same. This variety is only in our head. So to come out of this lie and to feel your real glory, अरे मैं तो ये शरीर नहीं हूं, मैं कृष्ण के अंश हूं, मैं भी सच्चिदानंद हूं। ये शरीर की द्वारा मैं आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड, आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सपीरियंस सच्चिदानंद। बट इन वेन, you cannot squeeze out Satya Chittanananda from this material body. Sat means permanency. किसका body permanent है? है ही नहीं। This spiritual body is a setup. This material body is a setup to imitate spiritual body. ये machine है। Doctors know this very well. पक्का machine है। No difference. मैं कैसा machine हो सकता है? I am the user of the machine. Biophysical machine. Biopsycho machine. Gross body and subtle body. Jada Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. Then Atma. Then the soul. So you should scientifically understand, if we have to become, if I, the soul, have to become liberated from the idea that I am this body. What is liberation? Liberation means to realize the idea that I am, to come out of this false idea that I am this body, and to understand then what I am. I am deathless. I am the knower in this body. Body has no knowing capacity. This microphone has no knowing capacity. The person in this body who has got the knowing capacity is the soul. Like Prabhupada challenges, you have not mixed any amount of chemicals, you have not produced knowing capacity. You have created artificial intelligence, but there is no knowing capacity for that. To know that intelligence, a real person has to be there. Kshetrajna. So we are the Kshetrajna in this body. We are lovers of Krishna, who is our Supreme Father, is seated in our heart. So if we have to, I am pointing to the scientific reason also why we have to become free from sense gratification. We'll be cycling in the bodily concept if we don't become free from the sense gratification. Why? Because they are not my real senses. My real body is not there. So where is the question of sense gratification? Some meaty, fleshy body का sense gratification duplicate किया है spiritual world का है माया. I have eternally in my spiritual body, I have in my soul has got spiritual senses. My, my soul has got sense of pleasure of, unlimited pleasure of seeing Krishna, beauty. Not that the soul does not have a sense of seeing, sense of touching, smelling, tasting, loving. Everything is there, but everything that is coming out of this body, which we are trying out of this body, is there in the soul. It is the soul's property. So as long as I want to do it through this body, then I cannot get detached from this body. So we have to get detached from this body. We have to become free from all these four vices. To become free from four vices, the Shastras are not simply telling, okay, stop intoxication, stop, no illicit sex, no gambling, stop करो. तो लोग बोलेंगे हम तो स्टॉप नहीं कर सकते हैं ना, ये बहुत फोर्स है, आई कैनॉट फॉलो दिस. नो, इसके लिए एक प्रोसेस दिया है. श्रवणम कीर्तनम, chant and hear nama, chant and hear the scriptures. Jai Krishna Balram. So please understand, the scriptures are so considerate. ऐसा ही किसी को पकड़ के no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. First you understand that you have to give up. That is first realization. ये तो तोड़ना ही है. That means you are first better than a, if you take a decision, इसको बंद करना है, you are already a devotee. Whether success हुआ है नहीं, तो प्रोसेस में टाइम लेगा. तो हम देखना है जो प्रोसेस बताया है, whether I am following all those things. This is Guru's mercy. By following what Prabhupada has told you, the lifestyle, कैसा जीना है, कब उठना है, कब सोना है, मन के अंदर जैसे क्या खाना है, पेट में क्या क्या डालना, क्या नहीं डालना, उसी तरह माइंड में क्या डालना है, क्या नहीं डालना. पेट में कुछ भी खाएगा तो पेट खराब हो जाएगा, मशीन खराब हो जाएगा. लेकिन हम माइंड के बारे में ऐसा नहीं सोचता है. कुछ भी देखता है लेता है, कुछ भी सुनता है ले अंदर लेके जाता है. यू शुड चूज असत संग त्यागा. जो झूठा संग है उसको छोड़ना है. तो यू हैव टू हैव कंट्रोल ओवर व्हाट योर माइंड ईट्स इन दिस वर्ल्ड. सेम, you put nonsense in your stomach, you will get problems, physical problems. You put nonsense in your mind, you will get mental problems, mind problems. It's a law, no? पॉइजन खाते हैं और बोलते हैं नहीं ऐसा नहीं, मेरा सच्चिदानंद बॉडी है, कुछ नहीं होगा, मर जाएगा. स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में ऐसा ही ओपन है, रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है, सब शुद्ध है. तो हम यहां सोचते हैं यही है फ्री स्पिरिचुअल बॉडी, जैसे कुछ भी देखना है, कुछ भी सुनना है, कुछ भी स्पेकुलेट करना है. नहीं. इधर फोर्थ वन इज कॉल्ड नो गैम्बलिंग. Normally, for outsiders, when you say no gambling, real gambling मत करो करके, हमारे लिए no gambling means what? जो serious साधका है, no speculation. Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. सब सत्य है. We are situated in Satya. No need to speculate. My pramana, my life is based on Shastra. So, you have to have motivation that I should become apapa vidam. Apapa vidam means Papa should not touch me. Papa distances us. See, there are upadharma and dharma. We are following the dharma. What is dharma? No intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. Then there are so many upadharma. Upadharma kya hai? Ye within, staying within this, how to enjoy in this material world, artha and kama. Now we are not interested in artha and kama, so we don't want that upadharma. Subsidiary dharmas. You want to enjoy life independent of Krishna, at least do it as per dharma. That's called upadharma. But you don't want any more birth and death, moksha, you want to become free from all sufferings. Once for all. Then somewhere from this dharma, artha, kama, moksha is like a chakra. From that chakra, you have to take a tangent, go out of this cycle. And that is what has happened to us. Srila Prabhupada, a pure devotee, moves in this world and takes you out of a tangent into devotional service. No more birth and death in this material world. No more karma. Everything will be centered around Krishna, for Krishna's pleasure. My scripture says that actually whatever love I feel, everything is all misdirected. My heart's real love is Krishna. My heart's real shelter is Krishna. My real maintainer is Krishna. My real protector is Krishna. My real provider is Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. Ye satya hai. When you live like that, when you are living forgetting Krishna, wo illusion hai. Even karmis are taken care of by Krishna only, no? As I gave the example of the factory, this elaborate arrangement of the Shrishti is for so many jivas. Prabhupada explains in one purport, this material world is in the material world, Krishna's pastime is to fulfill the desires of the rebellious living entities. Unka bina, you cannot even have independent life. He is permitting it. So coming back to the most important thing, to follow the four regulative principles, you need higher energy, higher taste. So Prabhupada did not say, okay, ISKCON is meant for to make everybody no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. नहीं. तो दीक्षा दिया क्या पहले बोला? 16 राउंड जप करो, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. फोर रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स, ये जप का शक्ति से अगर उसमें कुछ वीकनेस है, it will all get rectified with time. Therefore, hold on to the holy name. Chant nicely 100%, because this nama is fire of Satchidananda. Only because of achit, ignorance, false pleasure belief, हम सोते हैं इंटॉक्सिकेशन में प्लेजर मिलता है, फॉल्स बिलीफ है. A poison can be very sweet. So you take a poison and you say, a pleasure है इसमें. वो पार्शियल ट्रूथ है. फुल ट्रूथ क्या है? It will kill you. So somehow the Maya makes us, hey, enjoyment hai. But it is, your Durdrishti should have. Material world, just by stress, by praise, abhi enjoyment hai. No, you should think, iska consequence kya hai? ये cheating hai. Intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling. is a chain that ties you down in this material world. People think, oh, illicit sex, oh, itna आनंद आ गया, ये हो गया, ये मिल गया, वो मिल गया. अरे, you are a foolish fellow. You are telling that my aur band gaya. I am more tied down. I am getting into a bigger prison house. Foolishly, they are thinking, what is trap? Pleasure trap as pleasure. That is why it's called Maya. Maya means वो sample देता है, वो deny कर रहा है. आप कैसा बोल सकते हैं ये दुनिया में सुख नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो देता है. They are saying yes. It is there, tucham, insignificant. Suppose a beggar is going around from the garbage, he is picking up little crumbs of bread. कोई फेंका है, तुम उसके पास जाके बोलता है, अरे इसमें क्या प्लेजर है? हाँ हाँ, प्लेजर तो है मेरे को, वो ब्रेड मैं खाया तो प्लेजर तो मिला मेरे को. अब क्यों बोलता है प्लेजर नहीं है? अरे लेकिन वो तो कोई फेंका दिया है. तुम्हारा सच्चा ब्रेड, सच्चा जीवन और किधर है? Your life is not meant for eating waste. ये मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में जो प्लेजर है वो सब वेस्ट है. तुम्हारा एंटाइटलमेंट और कुछ है. ये एक बोगस ड्रॉप है, ड्रॉप ऑफ प्लेजर. So that you can think, oh, इसमें इतना प्लेजर है तो किधर है सच्चा प्लेजर? मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आप थोड़ा आनंद आते हैं, such nice love is there, then it breaks, then you ask, where is pure love, where is this permanent love? वो love इतना अच्छा था. तो माया भी अच्छा काम करता है, सबका सैंपल देता है इधर. क्योंकि हम भूलना नहीं कि रियल स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ है. तुम क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, किधर है रियल प्लेजर, किधर है रियल ब्यूटी, किधर है रियल लव? कृष्णा. It is there in Krishna, with Krishna, and he can accommodate unlimited living entities because he is unlimited tattva. Krishna is unlimited tattva. Just like your Krishna Balram, photo is there. He is unlimited tattva. No difference. Jaipur Krishna Balram either ही है. Photo and deity, no difference. Whether you speak Srimad Bhagavatam in Jodhpur in the center, or you sit in New Naimisharanya, in Naimisharanya, Shruta Goswami is speaking, omnipotency of the Lord's Krishna Katha is such that it is the same. That is unlimited tattva. Krishna consciousness is unlimited tattva. Living entities are all jiva, sub limitation. So therefore, we are all interested in developing our Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness सबसे बड़ा ट्रूथ क्या है? चैतन्य महाप्रभु रिवील किया है. कृष्णा के प्रेम बाहर से कुछ नहीं ला रहे हैं हम लोग. हमारा स्वरूप जीवेरे स्वरूप होय कृष्णेर नित्य दासा. We forgotten, we really love Krishna. ऐसा नहीं कि कोई नया आदमी को हमारा जीवन में लेके आ रहे हैं. ऐसा लगता है क्योंकि हम भूल गया है. बट ए स्टेज विल कम, ये तो नेचुरल है. मैं क्या वो प्रेम कर रहा था, ये कर रहा था, इसके ऊपर डिपेंड हो रहा था, पैसे के ऊपर शेल्टर ले रहा था, रिलेटिव्स के ऊपर शेल्टर ले रहा था. मेरा सच्चा शेल्टर कृष्णा ही है. मेरा सच्चा प्रेमी कृष्णा ही है. हमारा अंदर जो है धन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस है. हमारा ओन प्रॉपर्टी है. हम उसको अवेकन नहीं कर रहे हैं. ये चैतन्य महाप्रभु का तत्व है. प्रभुपाद भी बोलते हैं अमेरिका में जाके, कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस इज नॉट आर्टिफिशियल इम्पोजिशन ऑन द माइंड. आपको कुछ भी नहीं मालूम है, योर सोल हैज नो कनेक्शन विथ कृष्णा, now I am bringing Krishna into your life. No. You are Amsha. Everyone is an Amsha of Krishna. And because he is sitting as Paramatma, इसलिए शरीर चल रहा है, इसलिए जीवन चल रहा है, इसलिए material sukha dukkha rasa is there, everything is there. Everywhere. You cannot escape Krishna. Krishna is there everywhere, all pervading. You forget Krishna or don't forget Krishna. Krishna is with us. That constitutionality of Krishna consciousness, that it is my natural consciousness. My natural father is Krishna. That is important. Somebody tells you that, look, there is a, you are struggling for a property, a house, everything, or anything in the material world. You're in this world, you're struggling. Somebody tells you, hey, you have forgotten your real father, and he is waiting for you. He's got unlimited assets, and you are trying here to make it in life yourself. Why you are doing all this? Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam bhaja. Krishna says, just surrender into me. I am the Supreme Father. Take shelter of me. I am the wealth. I am the love. I am the power. I am everything. Don't run here and there. Just come to me. Run to me. I will give you shelter. I will never fail you. Come to me. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. So if you want to enjoy this higher taste, ये छोटा ये गार्बेज खाना छोड़ देना, इंटॉक्सिकेशन, मीट ईटिंग, इलिसिट, तो इसका ऐसा फीलिंग आना है, ये गार्बेज है, ये ट्रैप है, चीटिंग है, ये गिफ्ट नहीं है. कोई 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 सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन कुछ देता है, आप सोचते हैं हमारा मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में क्या है, वो गिफ्ट जैसे इमीडिएटली ग्रैब कर देते हैं एंजॉयमेंट के लिए. इसका हेडनिस्टिक फिलॉसफी. एनीथिंग यू कैन एंजॉय नाउ, यू शुड एंजॉय. दिस इज वेस्टर्न फिलॉसफी. डिले मत करो. वो चीटिंग है, ट्रैप है. अगर एनीथिंग दैट कम्स इफ यू एंजॉय, देन यू आर डिप्राइव्ड योर रियल एंजॉयमेंट. Your real enjoyment you are deprived. Your real enjoyment is when you discover your God in your heart. When you live your life in obedience to the Lord in your heart. Krishna is just waiting in our heart. When you will become apapavidam. Apapavidam means free from all sins. I can flood your heart with Krishna conscious knowledge. I can flood your heart with attachment to holy name. But as long as this sinful tendency is there, I cannot do, because it's like water and fire. Together it cannot be there. You chant Hare Krishna, it's like fire of Satchidananda. You do sinful activity, it is like pouring water on it. So fire never builds up. You stop all sinful activities in mentally everything. You will see fire is building day after day, unlimited. So much spiritual Shakti. Everything is revealed. All cheating is revealed. You don't have to force yourself. Oh, no intoxication, something is tempting me, illicit sex is tempting me. There won't be any temptation because you know it is cheating. आप देख लिया उसको, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट देख लिया है. टेम्पटेशन क्या है? आप एक शॉप में जाते हैं, वो गोल्ड का प्राइस लेके गोल्ड प्लेटेड देता है. कोई उसके पहले आपको बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं, ये शॉप पूरा धोखा है, वो गोल्ड नहीं है, वो गिल्डेड गोल्ड है. तो जाएगा. इसी तरह रियलाइजेशन आएगा, ये चीटिंग है, ये गिल्डेड गोल्ड है. ये रियल प्लेजर नहीं है, रियल लव नहीं है। तो वो साक्षात्कार, वो रियलाइजेशन आएगा when Satya Chitta Ananda flows into your heart through chanting and hearing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra very seriously. Then there is no struggle. Struggle क्या है? इसको temptation, इसको resist करना, वो सब it's a passing phase. Passing phase. वो साइड में देखता ही नहीं, क्योंकि आपको समझ गया ये सब धोखा है, कृष्णा को भूल गया, इसलिए ये सब पनिशमेंट प्लेजर है, पनिशमेंट लव है, पनिशमेंट पावर है. Why it is called punishment? Because sooner or later you will see it is a pain. Power eventually leads to powerlessness. Pleasure eventually leads to pain in this material world. Sukha leads to dukkha in this material. ये सब intelligently सोचने से truth मालूम पड़ सकता है. Any questions? Anup ji.
What I have heard was basic practices in the Bhagavatam. The reason is that we are all born Shudras now.
We are all
Born Shudras.
born Shudras. Kalo Shudra Sambhava.
So we have to follow the Pancharatrika, which is what mantra we can and the 5 years.
No, that's not called Pancharatrik Vidhi. That is Bhagavat Vidhi, chanting and hearing. This particular Puja Vidhi is called Pancharatrik Vidhi. Next.
So on that, what we create is a kind of tool process. Now, the thing is that when we try to make an effort to dream, a point comes when we start feeling that pace is not enough.
What is not enough?
Pace is not sufficient.
Pace of growth.
Yeah, pace of progress is very slow.
Progress.
When you go back to surrender to the Lord and say that, Lord, I can't control it. Only you have the power to control it, and you rest your mercy upon me so that you can control it.
Yes.
Is that a correct prayer?
100% correct. Even though we are following 16 rounds, chanting, we are following certain things. But we should understand that bhakti process is all about kripa. Kripa. Bhagavan ki, you are chanting 16 rounds is nothing but asking for kripa. भीख मांग रहे हैं. जब भीख मांगता है, you cannot talk like earning. मैं 16 राउंड कर दिया, मेरे को दे दो अभी कृपा. Krishna is supremely free. You have to recognize every time you stand before the deity, every time you stand before the chanting Hare Krishna, Nama Prabhu, you should always recognize that उनसे जो मिलता है वो कृपा है. कृपा है. और अगर कृपा है, it does not so much depend upon perfection of your process also. At the same time, गुरु जो बोला है उसके विधि के अनुसार करना है. That you have to show your devotion to your guru. विधि के अनुसार करेंगे. But विधि के अनुसार किया, मेरे को कुछ नहीं मिला. हाँ, ये कृपा भगवान देना है. Ultimately, we should accept his विधि से करने का कोशिश कर सकता है मैं. उसको परफेक्शन नहीं, शायद नहीं होगा, लेकिन वो he will give you the same result even if you have not done as per vidhi. If you have intention to follow the vidhi, this we should always, because to say that I have done this, I should get this, it is a material principle. You cannot use that principle before the Lord. But I know you will give kripa. Because Guru has told chant 16 rounds, kripa milega. You get extra kripa. If you have always keep in mind, this is the idea of the word costless mercy. Mercy is one thing, costless mercy. तुम उसके लिए पूरा मेहनत नहीं किया, उसका प्राइस 100 रुपीज है, तुमने 5 रुपया दिया, फिर भी 100 रुपये का दे दिया. इट इज कॉल्ड कॉस्टलेस मर्सी. 95% कॉस्ट नहीं है, 5% यू शोड योर इंक्लिनेशन, तो पैसा दे दिया. अच्छा तुम्हारे पास पैसा नहीं है, खरीदने का है, हाँ मेरे को चाहिए, मेरे को चाहिए, मेरे को चाहिए, पैसा नहीं है मेरे पास, तपस नहीं है, ये नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है मेरे पास, ठीक है ले लो, दे सकता है भगवान. एंड ही गिव्स. हम लोग हर बार भक्ति में सोचना है, मैं जिधर खड़ा है एक कॉस्टलेस मर्सी है गुरु की. कृष्णा की कॉस्टलेस मर्सी से हम ज्ञान है, डिटैचमेंट है, अटैचमेंट टू कृष्णा कॉस्टलेसली मिला है. थोड़ा कुछ किया होगा, मंगलारती को उठा, कुछ जप किया, ये किया, ये किया, कुछ सेवा किया, लेकिन मेरा हृदय में जो एडवांसमेंट हुआ है कॉस्टलेस ही है. प्रॉपर कॉस्टलेस मर्सी है. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
First, like we are actually very normal or some there. And if we don't diagnose that the patient will go into the court.
If you don't,
so once we diagnose the baby is abnormal, the feature is abnormal in the uterus, we diagnose antenatal like when the patient is pregnant, and we are diagnosing that the feature is abnormal, and then the parents will terminate the baby. And if we don't diagnose it, like we do, I am not going to the patient and go into court and then smooth the case on us. So I want to know whether this is a sinful activity, like it will come in a Papa according to this picture, whether it is a right or wrong.
It comes into sinful activity. The material world is a chain of sinful activities, present world.
So but it is a duty of a doctor to diagnose the things like if it is something normal, then something.
You do your duty. बोलो ये है, बाद में क्या करने का है वो करने दो. हमारा हॉस्पिटल में ये नहीं करता है.
We are not terminating, but we are diagnosing.
डायग्नोस तो सत्य है, सत्य बोल रहे हैं. Diagnosing is not wrong. Do your duty. You diagnose and tell. Whether that truth, how they want to handle that truth.
We are doing that, like it is an action, it is also the karma, like we are done the diagnosis, then they are terminating. If we are not diagnosing, they are not terminating the diagnosis. So, it will also get the karma effect. No?
You see, like that since you are not directly doing it, your diagnosing means.
What is the base of the karma? No? Like if we have done the diagnosis, then
Karma doesn't work. Karma doesn't work like that. Karma works by your choice. Just because you give jnana, they should be responsible. So that much is your duty. But beyond that you cross, that is you are doing sin. So it is they are taking the decision. They are taking the decision. If they are spiritual people, then you can tell them, advise them. मैं खाली advice बोल सकता है, लेकिन professionally आप advice नहीं कर सकते आपको. ये मत करो, वो मत करो. Morally you can do. Professionally you cannot do it.
It's a legal act, like MGP act is there, like if the baby is normal, they should terminate the pregnancy. It's a legal act.
But you don't do. In your hospital you don't do.
I am not doing.
बस यार world is full of papa. क्या कर सकता है?
And second thing also, IVF procedure, when after the fertilization, we are keeping the embryos in the dormant procedure. So we are making the soul to be in a dormant state for a long year's time. So it's also an sinful activity like.
Yeah, it's all complicated. You should not get into all that.
Because if I am working there and I do all these things, so whether I will
Sooner or later, all this slowly, slowly you should give up and chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada has saved you. So we should. There is karma in if you are involving in all these things. But very technically speaking, you diagnose and give a report. There is no karma in it.
About MBO teaching, in IBA procedures, they are also they are not according to scriptures, right? Or no?
No, maybe that's, you cannot say it is right or wrong. You cannot say it is wrong if it is not killing the soul. Just like you see embryology, the in the Purana also there are examples of what is the example of Kauravas? No,
This is that they
Kauravas.
natural process like they are giving in, we are making all the things like about not natural, against the nature. Like we are making the embryos and we are keeping in the fridge for the long years, and if they are not used, they get destroyed. So it's also that the soul is come there and it's not get the body and then it's a long, it's a very complicated.
Yeah, every action has a reaction.
So you will also
Every action has a reaction. Whether it is sinful or not depends on different kinds of consequences. Whether वो पाप है कि नहीं, you are doing any good activity also, you get a reaction in the material world. It's a positive reaction. It's binding you. So best, that is why Prabhupada says, a devotee पाप और पुण्य नहीं देखता है. How to please Krishna in all situations. अर्जुना ने बोला कि मैं पाप कर रहा हूं, इसको सब मारने. आई एम गोइंग टू किल ऑल दिस, आई एम अर्निंग सिन. Krishna said, no, if I order you, there is no sin, you do it. You understood, no? So, in our normal appearance, something is, we measure as papa and punya. So, it's, Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita, ये कोई scripture में भी पकड़ नहीं सकता है आपको, किधर भी ये what is action, what is reaction, बहुत complicated है. तो इसलिए material world में we should just stay away from every moment, see that you do bhakti. Means dedicate to Krishna. Offer everything to Krishna. And grossly follow these things. No intoxication, no meat eating, illicit.
So what are the things under the gambling like sharing or lottery system like?
Yeah, lottery, share market. Buying share may not be gambling, but you engage in speculating. You buy one share, leave for 10 years, that's not gambling. But if you indulge in making money out of your, either say, either shift karo, aaj either shift karo, all these things, that is, you are spoiling your head, that is gambling. Why gambling, it unanchors you from truth. Always guessing. सत्य में नहीं, ग्राउंड नहीं होता है. तुम्हारा जीवन पूरा होप में रहेगा. जो
If the money is used for the Krishna, in the service of the Krishna, then like so any lottery, like they use for the
no, better not. All those things, we cannot break our regulative principles and then we say we serve Krishna. I'd give very practical thing. Suppose you don't buy a lottery ticket. Somebody has bought, आपके हाथ में दे दिया. आपने बोलना ये गैम्बलिंग है करके फेंक देना. रखो, शायद मिलेगा, कृष्णा को देगा. आपने इन्वॉल्व किया गैम्बलिंग में, आप इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया गैम्बलिंग में. You understood? So if somebody else is doing it, let them do it. कोई बोलते हैं माता जी आपको हर महीने में 5 टिकट मैं पहुंचाता हूं. आप नहीं मत बोलो, लेके भगवान के ऑल्टर में रखो। आप उसमें इन्वॉल्व मत हो। Any other question?
During our preaching programs, if we come across students who are investing in some places like stocks and all, and they are giving donations. So my mindset should be like this that okay, let him give and let him come to the level where I can impress upon him that this path of earning money is not wrong. Till then, keep on giving.
The problem is he may not be able to keep on giving. Gambling is like that. He may lose everything. He may lose everything. If somebody wants to dedicate his money, he wants for Krishna, and business is always, there is some element of gambling. I always tell them, पहले थोड़ा दो, 50% तुम बिजनेस में डालो, बाद में 100%, 100 रुपीस आपको देना है कृष्णा के लिए। आप बोलते हैं मैं 50%, मैं 100 बिजनेस में डाल के 1000 बना के देगा कृष्णा को। I would say business means there is always an element of losing. Please first give 50, other 50 you put in business and then मिलेगा तो, नहीं तो एक भी नहीं मिलेगा, पूरा 100%, 100 is gone. And especially in stock and trade, no, you can lose everything. Overnight it becomes, what happened to Adani share? Overnight.
Vaishnav, just given an example like gambling, such as a business tycoon or a businessman, he take a very big risk, very high capital risk. It's a chance that it can be win or it can be lose. It can be just a zero or it can be maybe negative also. It's not, it's a gambling or it's using his mind.
No good businessman will do that. He will calculate his risk and then do it. And he will never put all his capital. He is not a good businessman.
Taking a calculated risk.
Yeah, he takes a calculated risk. Calculated risk is in what the outcome is in terms of his work, not that he is putting in gambling. The share market is purely, it is gambling. How they fluctuates is purely gambling. Suppose you do some business, there's a whole process. In process, some failure happens, you lose money. It's not because you have gambled. So you have done your calculation and some reason it failed. What can I do? That is different. That is not gambling. He does his calculation. There is a reality there. Quick money के लिए नहीं किया है.
The Pandit for his passion, like he has a passion for it, and he did it. And it's a chance that
No businessman does out of passion. He does out of calculation. Reasonable calculation करके, then he will invest. Those who are doing in passion and all, it's all not a good business quality. बहुत सोचते हैं, pros and cons. गैम्बलिंग में क्या, स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में क्या pros and cons? Every pros and con is a gamble. Maybe. In the end, you take a call, and everything is on maybe. But when you do a real investment in a business, it's not by maybe. You think, are there customers, are there a facility, what is the cost of it, what is the net result? Suddenly, if cost of input went up and everything went lost, that's a different matter. It's not gambling. So understand the salient features of a gamble. Yeah. False hopes. Living on false hope. We cannot live without hope. Every moment we have to have hope. But your hope is not grounded on reality. is on guesswork. That is gambling. Yeah.
Gambling is speculative thinking, which is more of mental speculation, which is what we have read everywhere. The principle also cover that angle in the sense that when we engage into speculative thinking, which is not accepting absolute truth, but trying to this is more from angle of if you try to explain someone and do a bit of preaching, not from angle of self-understanding.
No, no. Philosophically, when you are not concluding what the Shastra is saying, that is also gambling. Mental speculation is also gambling. In one place, Prabhupada writes 5 principles: no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit, no gambling, no speculation. Yeah. How to keep enthusiasm while living alone? Don't live alone. You have sadhu sangha as much as possible. If it is unavoidable, you have to live alone. Cry to Krishna, feel Krishna with you by chanting Hare Krishna always. Krishna is always with us. We are never alone. So if you read Prabhupada's books, you read his books, you understand Krishna consciousness, then you will never feel alone. In fact, after you make sufficient advancement in Krishna consciousness, you will want to be internally alone. You are detached from everything and everybody, and you are completely solidly resting on Krishna. So, no doubt, now at this stage you have to avoid asat sangatyaga. It's like negative numbers, 0, and positive numbers. So now negative numbers is living with all the people who are not Krishna conscious. 0 is you are avoiding them. And now come to the positive numbers. Try to associate with people who are like-minded in their thinking for Krishna, for Krishna's service. So as much as possible, take association of devotees, number 1. And if you are stuck in such a situation, make best of the bad bargain by seeing that every day you hear Prabhupada's lecture. So you get Prabhupada's association, chant Hare Krishna, have DT picture at home, when you're where you're alone, offer agarbatti, offer food, all these things. So you'll never feel lonely. Krishna is beyond time, space, and limitation. Wherever there is love, Krishna comes there. So you're never alone. Okay? Krishna is not only in the temple. The same deity in the temple will come in your heart the moment you have love for him. You will carry him everywhere. He is beyond time, place, and substances. हाँ मार्बल में ही है, फोटो में ही है, ये सब्सटेंस है. वो कोई भी सब्सटेंस तुम्हारे हृदय में भी बैठा है. सब्सटेंस का लिमिटेशन नहीं है. ही इज हिज ओन सब्सटेंस.
So when we become familiar with the concepts of Krishna consciousness, like there was a time when new modules of Soulful Japa were coming and we were reading and we were trying to practice. Now this has come, now this has come. Who has given this concept? We were understanding and trying to follow, and we were feeling enthusiastic and new realizations. But when we are now familiar, we know what is Jnana Chesta, Kriya Chesta, this. So, but now the stage has come where we don't feel so much enthusiastic to follow the concepts, and gradually it has become, we have become familiar. So not only with this, with the philosophy of Krishna consciousness also it happens. So how to come out of it is familiarity.
No, you have to do a diagnosis. Diagnosis is one thing is knowledge, jnana. Another thing is applying that jnana. Just like you analyze sugar is carbohydrate. कितना भी एनालाइज करो उसको, जब तक वो टंग में नहीं डालते हैं उसका स्वीटनेस समझता नहीं. And you don't need to know the taste of sugar to write a PhD on sugar. Right? Similarly, but at the same time, knowledge is step one. So step one में नहीं रुकना है. We have to see that now soulful japa, so much of knowledge is there. How I can practice even one of that and start tasting that, the effect of that. And you should, and that effect when you see, you get reinforced. So which simply means that you are excited with the jnana, but same kind of chesta you are not putting to actually execute that jnana. Simple. That is why there is no enthusiasm. So that's why I said, do a diagnosis. Enthusiasm क्यों नहीं है? Conclusion क्या है? मैं पक्का प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर रहा हूं. प्रैक्टिस करेगा तो उसमें से एनर्जी आएगा. एनर्जी आएगा तो अनुभूति होगा. अनुभूति होगा तो कैसा अटैचमेंट नहीं होगा, कैसे एंथुसियाज्म नहीं होगा. एंथुसियाज्म होगा ही. शुगर को इधर रखा है, नाक में नहीं डालता है, कितना साल भी हो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. नाक में डालो, put it on your tongue, then you will see. Similarly, you should understand that the challenge is implementation. Let me implement one small thing. See the effect of it. Chant and hear that very sound. एक लेगा भाई, ज्यादा नहीं. वो चेष्टा है, ये चेष्टा है, वो सब लिखा है. लेकिन पहले मैं golden command, let me follow. And let me follow, and then you can track. I am not following, and then struggle to follow. Then you consult me where I am doing mistake. Small mistakes होता है. Last question.
When we have a strong desire to spiritual progress, at the same time, we also want to improve, suppose, our material, whether it's physically, financially, or whatever. So in that utter state of confusion, because desires pull in each direction, the desires are so much haunting, and just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Asha Pash Atir Bata, so many desires are snooze me. So that state becomes so painful because not heading anywhere. So how to handle that phase, that situation?
First thing, to call yourself a devotee, you have to understand one truth. Material sukha dukkha is destined. ज़्यादा मेहनत करने से ज़्यादा nothing will change. You do your duty, what is due to you will come. Circumstance will arrange. The Shastra says, just like sukha, just like dukkha comes unwanted in your life, sukha also will come unwanted. This is called prarabdha karma. When you have taken birth, जो आने के आएगा. ऐसा नहीं कि जो every rich man has, because he's worked hard, he has become rich. उसका circumstances rich बनने का कौन किया? वो थोड़ी किया. बाद में वो बुक लिखेगा, मैं ऐसा मेहनत किया, ऐसा विषण था, ऐसा किया है, इसलिए मैं इतना रिच हुआ. वो सब, अरे बहुत लोग ऐसा कर रहे हैं, वो सब रिच नहीं हो रहा है. So destiny is there. So we are all born with a destiny. That you have to understand. Very important. ऐसा नहीं कि think big, make big, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं दुनिया में. लिमिटेशन है. तुम्हारे से कोशिश चेष्टा कर सकता है तो भी उसका फल, कर्म फल नहीं है तो उसको नहीं मिलेगा. So first we have to materially be, when you know that destiny, you become materially satisfied. This is very important. Materially you will settle in life. Whether you are a full-time devotee or an outside devotee, does not matter. You are practicing outside, but you have to accept a destiny. So then when you accept destiny, you will do your normal duty to business or whatever it is. Over endeavor, dimag, you will not spoil your head. You spend your mental energy, spiritual energy, everything for advancing in spiritual life. ये आने वाला है, जो आएगा आएगा, जो जाएगा जाएगा. मेरा ड्यूटी तो करना है, अपना ड्यूटी करो. Same thing, but that is fully in Krishna's hands. Prabhupada and Krishna's hands. How you want to change my destiny, you decide.
Is clear with the morning sadhana, but when it comes to service, same endeavor is put by the different devotees, but someone is successful.
Correct.
Not successful.
Exactly.
That is based on their
Karma, they're dovetailing. They're dovetailing. That's not connected directly with bhakti.
So what should
Bhakti
be the
is-
mood of a devotee to be successful in putting that word?
Nothing. You see, if you have any skills to learn from him, you learn. No need to over endeavor. No need to sit, oh, collection नहीं मिला, दुख रहना, ये सब. This is not, you are not practicing Bhagavad Gita. तुम्हारा ड्यूटी करो, जाओ कलेक्शन करो, आएगा तो आएगा, नहीं आएगा तो नहीं आएगा. आएगा तो मैं खुशी है, नहीं आएगा तो मैं दुख नहीं है. मेरे को जो सेवा के फल मिल गया, रिजल्ट है या नहीं है, वो कृष्णा के लिए है, उसका देखभाल है. I will struggle hard for Krishna. My duty I will do. I will not be lazy. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय.